I'm Fred Cunningham, and welcome to First Responder Friday on WSPA+. Every Friday on 7 News, we profile law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS, 911 operators, and many other professionals in the Carolinas who respond in times of an emergency. Let's meet some of the people who have devoted their lives to service and run towards trouble when the rest of us are trying to get out of the way. Here for Fall for Greenville. It's also First Responder Friday. Detective Aaron Bowles is with the Greenville Police Department. He is with us today. First of all, thank you for being here. You deal with family crime situations and trying to protect our children. I know this must be just such a complicated kind of aspect of law enforcement.
It can be very complicated, very challenging, but it's extremely rewarding in what we do. There's not a lot of gray area in what we do, so we find a lot of value in that.
What are you doing right now as far as you've been talking about a unit, Internet Crimes Against Children, that you're really putting even more emphasis on now, because that is just such an area where we report the stories every day, and you of course bring them to us.
That's right. That's something that we're trying to get off the ground again. It's all about our available resources, which at times can be limited, but it's extremely important. So we're trying to get back into that and really focus our efforts in several different places at one time, Internet Crimes Against Children being one of them.
You of course have to investigate these crimes. What kind of advice do you have for parents ahead of something happening?
Always, those devices are not your children's devices, they are your devices, and absolutely look to make sure that your children are safe on there. There's settings on nearly all of those apps that restrict the amount of communication that they have with other persons outside of those apps, and we recommend that, if not entirely deleting them altogether.
You must deal with a lot of crime victims. Last question, and I would think their parents, how many times are you dealing with shocked parents about what their children that were doing that they weren't aware of on their phones?
I don't think I've ever talked to a parent that said, yeah, I saw that coming. All of them. Nobody expects that, which is why you should really focus on what your kids are doing before something happens.
Very good. Detective Aaron Bowles with the Greenville Police Department. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for everything your department does.
Thank you.
Excellent. That is First Responder Friday. The BMW plant in Greer covers more than 1,100 acres, and within a 24-hour period, there will be about 18,000 people on site.
I like to say that every building is like its own little inner city.
It's a business with its own fire department.
Just like the municipal departments, they're doing the same job out in the county that we're doing here in the industrial site.
They meet before every shift in a training room named in honor of Micah Horton Sr., one of its longtime firefighters.
One of the major daily tasks of the fire department is fire prevention rather than fire response. However, should the need arise, they are well trained and fully trained in specialized areas to protect BMW.
But again, it's a big place.
We have 3,500 fire extinguishers in the plant. Those have to be inspected once a month. We have pull stations, we have sprinkler systems, another 1,500 points of inspections that we have to do throughout this plant.
When those calls come in, response times are about 2.5 minutes.
It's a very specialized fire department. What I like to say, it's kind of like going to a general practitioner or doctor versus a cardiologist.
That could mean some tricky work inside some of the plant's more than 8 million square feet.
There's everything from presses to cradles to things that can cause injury or produce sparks and fire. They have to be very experienced in extrication. They have to be experienced in confined space rescue, experienced in medical. They are well trained to hazmat technician level, trained in confined space rescue.
And with 6 fully electric vehicles set to be built in the coming years, those unique fires require special equipment and tactics.
This blanket is designed to cover a vehicle if it's on fire. We're going to put water on the interior, the cabin fire, to extinguish it first. Then we'll cover it with this fire blanket, and then all we do is keep it cool until we can get it out of the structure.
And that's First Responder Friday. So First Responder Friday, Clemson's Police Chief Jorge Campos is here. And we first of all, thank you for being here again. Okay, you got it tomorrow night. It's the opening of football season. It's a home opener. It's a monster game, but you're used to the traffic pattern getting people in and out safely.
Correct. So we've had a traffic pattern in place for several years. We've worked with the Highway Patrol, the university, and the goal of the traffic patterns is to get everybody into the stadium as quickly as we can, and then after the game as quickly as we can to leave town. There are always nuances that we deal with, and some of those are if it's a very close game and everybody stays to the bitter end and then all of a sudden leave. That takes us a little bit longer to get traffic out because there's no like staging. So if the Clemson's winning big, and they got a big score up on the board, people will start coming out of the stadium early. They'll start getting on the road early, and that kind of helps us get the traffic out a little bit quicker. But if it's really close at the end or we go into overtime, then that's when we have issues, even though it's in the middle of the night.
Could be looking for that at the same time. And of course, you also depends, kickoff time matters a lot. Tomorrow, a little easier time getting in versus noon when everybody crams in first thing in the morning.
That's correct. And then a lot of people come into town ahead of time to tailgate and those type of things. One thing I will say is people, because of the different construction projects that we have going on, a lot of the parking has changed a little bit. So if you're used to a certain place to go park, you might want to give yourself a little extra time to see if that parking space is not available anymore. You may have to find an alternate space to go park. So keep that in mind coming in. And then obviously if it's a new spot, remember where you parked. Okay. So after the game, when it's dark and you can't see landmarks as well, you know exactly where it is. Good Maybe point. Use the app on your phone to drop a pin or something like that so you know where you parked your car.
Great idea right there. By the way, Harrison's is our partners on First Responder Friday, and Kevin Harrison left this for you as well, and wanted to thank you not only for what you do for your community, but what the entire Clemson Police Department does.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much.
Very good. Chief Jorge Campos of the Clemson Police Department. As you can see, these stories are just a way for us to say thank you to the men and women who are our local first responders. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, more of the people and stories that make up First Responder Friday. Welcome back to 7 News First Responder Friday right here on WSPA+. We'll continue now with the stories of our brave local first responders and how they serve our communities. Take a look.
I think they struggle somewhat. They try to make us an action-adventure show. We're really not. It's a 24-hour sitcom with a little bit of action-adventure mixed in.
But for this fire chief, there's an exception.
If you roll back the clock, back to the original Emergency Rescue Squad 51, that one is probably as close as you're going to get.
Then there's Blue Bloods, which just wrapped up its 14th and final season.
There's more paperwork. You get a lot of action from the detectives, kicking in doors and running around, which you have some of that. There's definitely highlights, but a lot of it is paperwork. We're not running around as much as Danny is on Blue Bloods.
But I go back so many years to this earth-shattering TV show that was in the early 80s, which was Hill Street Blues, when I first became a police officer. And that was the most edgy, dynamic, realistic TV show. And all of us young police officers, in many ways, identified.
Now back to firefighting.
It's not realistic at all, yeah. It's just a joke compared to the real thing. Typically in a fire, you can't see anything. So when the cameras are inside a fire and they're talking back and forth and see clear as day, yeah, it's just not realistic.
The ones that are probably, to me, that was most realistic was Rescue Me, and not because the calls were realistic, but the atmosphere around the station, how guys interacted with them, with each other, kind of sometimes not so safe for work type of language, but that kind of encompassed what it's like being in the firehouse.
Dennis Leary, guy who was the director of the show, he did a good job at that, and he's very involved with the FDNY, and he knows what firefighting is really about.
I always had a clip from the greatest police TV show ever. That's Andy Griffith. There's some reality about police work in Andy Griffith, the way you treat people. I know cops all over this country dig into their pockets and they feed a homeless person, or they'll get them a pair of shoes, or they'll do something for a kid at Christmas that no one ever knows about. And that's a reality from Andy Griffith.
And that's First Responder Friday. When the North Spartanburg Fire Department gets a call, chances are you'll see Captain Summer Sanders on the way to help, and she won't be alone. Engineer Gracie Landry and firefighter Leanne Berthrong formed North Spartanburg's first all-female engine company.
People can't believe that there's female firefighters still, and so it's really cool. A lot of the smaller kids, especially small girls, they love seeing women on the fire truck.
Landry has spent her entire career here. Berthrong works part-time while serving at other fire stations, and Summers is their captain, the first to hold that rank at North Spartanburg.
I think there's always a natural doubt, maybe, that whether or not females can perform the job, and that's just fire service in general. A female coming into a male-dominant profession, and there's going to be natural doubt. But I truly believe that if you come in, you listen, you learn, and you perform, then the doubt kind of goes away.
Summers also commands another company at home, her 3 young sons. That helps her in the field.
It is more of a mom or maternal or female instinct to want to comfort people in the time of need. I do have 3 boys at home, and I guess it's natural to want to be mama bear in the firehouse.
And the captain has this message for women or young girls thinking about becoming firefighters.
No matter how tough it gets, stick with it. If you think you can't do it, you can. Find a mentor, somebody you can look up to. Keep them close by you. Listen and learn and take it all in and perfect everything you have to do.
And Vance Mahaffey's here from Benson Hyundai with a presentation.
On behalf of Benson Hyundai and the entire North Spartanburg community, I want to thank you and the ladies that work with you for all you do. And here's your small token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
And that is First Responder Friday. Stephen Carpenter grew up in Greer, and there was never much doubt he would eventually become a firefighter.
I was 5 years old. Greer Fire Department came to the school and did the little stop, drop, and roll like we were talking about earlier. And I wanted to be a firefighter, 3rd generation.
But Dad needed some convincing.
Well, at first he tried to talk me out of it. My family has been really supportive from the very beginning. And I think I was like 17 or 18, and my dad just quit trying to talk me out of it. But I always knew I wanted to be a fireman. I believe it's in my blood.
Carpenter made it and spent nearly 2 decades with the Boiling Springs Fire District in Greenville. Then it was on to Lyman with Tiger River Fire and Rescue.
I can't talk for every fireman, but the rush that you feel is it's like skydiving. It's just like adrenaline, and you're riding down the road, and all of a sudden you see this big cloud of smoke, and you see fire coming up, and it's like, okay, boys, we got a job, and we're going to take care of it, and we're all going to go home the next day.
Days are long, but years are fast. Carpenter now finds himself in a new role with Tiger River Fire and Rescue.
I'm in charge of community outreach, which entails going out not just to schools, as we talked about earlier. We did a fire safety class through Burger King. We do a fire safety class for Hardee's. We do a fire safety class hands-on with a fire extinguisher, with a real fire.
When he was young, Carpenter says he talked too much in school.
I like to be helpful to people, and it just got me in a lot of trouble. And now God is using my gift of gab to be able to talk fire safety.
The fire marshal has some big ways to promote safety. This little fire engine is a huge hit wherever he takes it. And then there's Skeeter.
So Skeeter is my alter ego.
An alter ego that stands 10 feet tall, a mascot, official or unofficial, that was paid for completely with donated money.
The seniors love him, take him to the nursing homes, and they just have a blast with him. Skeeter did attend a wedding in 2023 for one of our lieutenants that works here at Tiger River.
Carpenter is a married father, and something from his past has returned.
Georgia Ann has said since she was really little that she wants to be a firefighter just like her daddy when she grows up.
As for her future, Carpenter says, we'll see what happens. I'm Fred Cunningham, and that's First Responder Friday. We're going to take a short break from our stories of these amazing heroes. Stick around for more First Responder Friday right here on WSPA+. It's a privilege and an honor to get the opportunity to bring you these stories of our local heroes, those who choose to put their lives on the line or simply choose to be there for us when we need them most. Here are some more stories from our First Responder Fridays.
Center.
Jury is the first patrol dog Lawrence County has ever purchased. He's part of a 5-dog canine team. And at $15,000 apiece, coming mostly from Europe, these canine officers are special animals.
People think they may have a German Shepherd, well, it's going to be a police dog. Well, just because a dog has teeth doesn't mean it's always going to make a good police dog. Or just because a dog uses his nose to find his food doesn't mean he'll use his nose to go find, a person or a missing person.
These canine officers handle all kinds of duties for the sheriff's office.
We train every week. We try to put in 6-8 hours every week of us getting together as a group. And obviously when we're on shift and we have downtime, we may get one of our partners to, hey, lay a track for me, or hey, throw these keys out there and let me see if I can find my dog. My dog go find them. Or we go to a park and let a kid, let the kids be involved and say, hey, start walking that way.
Turn around, and then get off of me! Apprehending suspects. The deputies know it's training, but to the dogs, it's the real thing.
Don't fight my dog, show me your hands!
But within minutes of this kind of intensity, after a few moments of being distracted, Jury is calm enough to meet and greet safely with young children.
This is Yori.
Oh, say hey, Yori.
He's a good dog, ain't he?
With Master Deputy Sean Davis, and Vance Mahaffey is here from Benson Hyundai. He's got a special presentation.
On behalf of Benson Hyundai and the entire Lawrence community, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for y'all's service and what you do for us. And we have a small token of our appreciation for you.
We appreciate it, sir.
And we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Absolutely. And thank you, Vance. And that is First Responder Friday. The Cowpens Fire Department is nearly 94 years old, born after a defective stove fire spread to several homes in 1928. Today, about 70% of its firefighters are volunteers. Chief Tony Blanton is proud of the history of Cowpens and how his crews are often called to help outside of the town's 8 square miles. I know this is a small department, but you have a versatility that makes you unique.
Yeah, we sure do. So we're standing in front of our rescue company here, and like you said, we are a small department, but we offer a lot of technical rescue in the county that we're in, Spartanburg, and our mutual aid county in Cherokee County, with high angle, water rescue, trench rescue, and of course extrication. And we pride ourselves on being a pretty decent rescue company in the county.
There are so many things that are associated with the name Cowpens, and you of course have embraced it with this department.
Absolutely. So you see our logo here, it's the Minutemen. Our town is named after the famous Revolutionary Battle, the Battle of Cowpens, and we adopted the Minuteman as our logo, and that's what we pride ourselves in, and we say we are responsive within the minutes, and that's our logo there, and we're pretty proud of it.
You should be proud of it. Well, we are so thankful for everything you and the guys in your department do. Vance Mahaffey is here. He's from Benson Hyundai. He's got a presentation for you.
On behalf of Benson Hyundai and the entire community, we want to thank you, the whole team, and I have a small gift there for you. And again, thank you for everything y'all do.
Thank you.
All right, and that is First Responder Friday. This is the kind of view drones can give law enforcement. In this case, it's a simulation of a call for Easley police officers. This all started when Reserve Officer Stephen Baxley went to the police chief with an idea.
We sat down and talked about the theory of a drone responding from a centralized location in the city to anywhere in the city, getting there essentially before our patrol cars would arrive.
The idea took off. Baxley and his team of 8 pilots can launch one of the department's 6 drones when a call comes in.
But the drone flies at 33 to 34 miles per hour typically, so it takes off as soon as we get the call. We can take off and be in the air in 20 or 30 seconds. Once we're there, the drone takes off, it flies up to 200 feet, and then it goes straight to the call. So we don't have to worry about traffic.
This drone first responder program is one of only about a dozen in the country. Baxley can fly the drone anywhere in the city of Easley from a laptop inside the police department.
It's basically dropping a pin on a map and telling it to go, and it goes there, and then that's when we can control cameras and things like that once we get on the scene.
It takes about 4 or 5 minutes for the drone to arrive at a location 3 or 4 miles away. Once it gets there, officers can determine how much or little of a response they need to make on the ground.
So I'm going to drop a pin and kind of look at traffic over on 123.
And if you see a drone flying around easily, Baxley wants you to keep one thing in mind.
We're very, very cautious with how we treat privacy. A lot of people are concerned with the drone just flying over and, erroneously looking down. Our policy is that the drone flies from the call point or from the launch point to the call point, and it flies with the camera on horizon, meaning the camera is straight out and it's basically looking at the sky. We don't even turn on record. We don't record any of that footage, just on the way back and forth until we get to a call and we determine that call has content that we need.
Baxley can see live video from the drone. It also has a thermal camera to help find missing people among its other uses. Police say it helps make Easley safer, hopefully with as safe a landing as the drone makes back at headquarters. And Vance Mahaffey's here from Benson Hyundai. He's got a presentation.
On behalf of Benson Hyundai and the entire Easley community, we want to thank you for what you do and how you help each person here, and we have a small token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that is First Responder Friday. Those are just some of the people who chose careers with one goal in mind: to help others. You can see new editions of First Responder Friday every week on 7 News in our morning and afternoon newscasts. You can also find all of our previous profiles in the First Responder Friday section of WSPA.com and the 7 News app. And join us here for more episodes of First Responder Friday on WSPA+. I'm Fred Cunningham, and we'll see you next time.